Hello, Cheryl here, the No Sugar Coach. Today is day 46 of my carnivore experiment. Now, in a recent video, I talked about an observation I made while I was out grocery shopping, and I've posted a link to that video in the notes. Anyway, it went like this. A young couple was watching their 3 or 4-year-old daughter. She was having a total meltdown in the grocery store. And both parents agreed that the sugar must have kicked in, and they had a little chuckle over it. Now, I want to elaborate more on this matter because, because it's not a laughing matter. What I observed was frankly it was quite the scene. So, we often think of sugar as a treat to give our children or our grandchildren as a way of, showing love or even to bribe them to keep, to eat their dinner or to stop unwanted behavior. So what harm could it possibly do? I mean, I've seen lots of people do that with their kids. I'm sure that, my parents did the same for me. So, the thing is, it turns out that sugar consumption can have significant negative impacts on a child's developing brain. Um, you know, Sugar can overstimulate the brain, which can increase hyperactivity, impulsivity, and difficulty in regulating emotions. And that's the meltdown that I was witnessing. Sugar affects the neurotransmitters in the brain that are responsible for mood stabilization, which can lead to anxiety and depression, even in young children. So, you know, and even sugar has even been linked to significant loss of the brain's ability to adapt to changing situations. Sugar intake has an impact on the region of the brain that affects learning and memory formation. It's in the hippocampus. It means that your child or the adolescent can't concentrate in school or can't retain the information that they were taught, and that this effect will follow them well into adulthood. Sugar stimulates the brain's reward system. It releases dopamine and serotonin, those feel good hormones. And this creates a cycle of cravings. And in some vulnerable children, it leads to addiction-like behaviors. And that is something they will carry with them forever. Now, excessive sugar intake can lead to changes in brain structure. It can cause brain atrophy or shrinkage and lead to small vessel disease, which restricts blood flow in the brain, causing cognitive difficulties. And sugar can cause memory impairment because of how it actually changes the gut microbiome. So, a perfect setup for dementia and, of course, other cognitive diseases later down the road. So we know that the brain's primary energy source is glucose or sugar, but we don't need to actually consume it. Our brain, makes all the glucose that it needs through a process called gluconeogenesis. I've talked about that in another video, and I've posted a link to that as well. So, maintaining a balanced diet and avoiding added sugars is essential for optimal brain development and function in children. So my recommendation is to find another way to show our children that we love them. Give them more of our attention, give them more playtime. Just cut out the sugar because sweet treats are really no treat at all. So that's about it for me today. I've cited some interesting studies. So there are links about these studies below. So so that's it for me today. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And as always, I really appreciate your support. So until tomorrow, eat well, be kind to yourself, and keep a smile on your face. Bye-bye.